Am I the a-hole for telling my family the truth about my breakup with my ex after they tried to blame me for it? A few months ago, I ended a long-term relationship with my ex, Ben, after discovering he had been lying to me for years about a huge financial mess. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but after everything came to light, I realized I couldn't stay with someone I couldn't trust. Here's the catch: Ben and I were supposed to get married. I had already moved in with him, planned the wedding, and told my family all about our future together. So, when the truth about his financial situation came out, he had been hiding massive debt and had been using my credit to cover it up, I was crushed. I had been planning our future with no idea that he was basically living a double life. I confronted him, and he lied to my face, claiming it wasn't that bad and that we could work it out. I couldn't believe how brazen he was, so I packed my things and left. It felt like the end of a chapter, but honestly, I felt relieved. The trust was gone, and I knew there was no coming back from it. But here's where things went south. When I told my family about the breakup, they didn't take my side. Instead of being supportive, my parents and siblings started accusing me of being too hard on Ben and blowing things out of proportion. They said I was overreacting and that every relationship has its problems. My mom even went as far as to suggest that I was just looking for a reason to break up with him, even though the financial betrayal was staring us all in the face. I was devastated. My family had always been close, and I had expected them to understand why I couldn't stay with someone who had been dishonest. But instead, they were all focused on how I was ruining the image of our perfect family and how I was letting small things get in the way of my happiness. My parents went on to tell all our relatives that I was being difficult and too stubborn, making it seem like I was the one at fault. I didn't want to escalate things, so I kept quiet for a while, but it kept eating at me. A couple of months ago, my cousin reached out to me, asking why I had been distant from the family. She seemed genuinely concerned, so I finally told her the truth about Ben's lies and how my family had blamed me. She was shocked and immediately told a few more relatives. Well, word spread quickly. Suddenly, my parents and siblings were getting calls from relatives who were furious with them for how they had treated me. They were telling my parents they had no right to defend Ben after all the lies he had told. And now my family was mad at me for telling the truth, saying that I should have just moved on and not shared my personal life with others. Now, everything is a mess. My parents stopped talking to me, blaming me for ruining the family dynamic and causing drama. Ben, of course, hasn't apologized either. My siblings are caught in the middle, and I'm the one who's being accused of trying to destroy the family. I just can't win. So, AITA for telling the truth and causing this rift, or was I wrong to share my side of the story?